Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome to another masterclass here at High Level. We are live right now on all the channels: YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Meta, LinkedIn, as well as all of our Facebook communities and Go Collab. So if you are just joining us, say hello. We'd love to see who's in front of the classroom. I love to know what city or state or region or time zone you're in. We have a lot to cover. If you have been following a lot of our leaderboards and a lot of the movements that are happening on the affiliate side, well, let me tell you, Whitney is someone that has been a rock star in the world, in that world for us. And I was like, you know what? Let's bring her on for a master class. Whitney, if you don't mind, I have small few sentences that our team put together about you. You let me know if
Oh my gosh.
if this is accurate or not.
Okay.
Whitney Bonds is a leading organic YouTube authority and a top 10 Go High Level affiliate with over 200,000 subscribers. She's been featured on publications like Forbes, Business Insider, and Parents. Whitney is a seasoned speaker of, I guess, FinCon is also something you who you specializes in helping entrepreneurs
Yeah.
scalable revenue streams across the board. Her packaging formula bridges the gap between viral views and consistent high intent conversions. And I also know Whitney had arrived, it just came to one of our affiliate accelerator events,
Yeah.
Fort Worth, and she was well received. It was a raving topic internally for us of how well you're doing, and we're all excited
Oh,
for you. So, how's that for an intro?
I love it. I'm all for it. This is good. No, that I would agree to most of those things though.
Awesome. So, Whitney, how did you find High Level? What's your journey to our world? I know you've been in the marketing space for a little while, and
Yeah.
you've had a unique pathway to get to this world altogether. Do you mind sharing kind of your journey just for a few minutes?
No, I'm glad you asked that. It's a great question because I kind of found out about high level through a coaching program. And I partnered with someone that was like supposed to be an expert. And I was like, this is amazing. You can white label, you'll pay one fee, and everything else is just income. And so I was like, all for it. Long story short, me and this expert, I paid for everything. And I just said, you could just be the partner of the knowledge base. And she ended up ghosting me, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna just do this on my own. I had no guidance or anything. I'm starting just to call people, tell them about this service that I barely know anything about, and it was just like I was just paying money and not getting anything back, so I canceled it. And I was like, this is just not for me. And long story short, I have my YouTube business, and so I'm like, I need a software that has all these tools. I'm like, oh, I remember High Level. Maybe I'll go back to that. So I went back to just to run my own business. And I did a YouTube video about High Level just because it's what I use in my own business. And then High Level contacted me, and they was like, we really like that video. People are coming up under you. And so that's how um, I kind of got more with the high level world, and I have not looked back ever since. And I started my own marketing agency. I'm doing it completely public now. And I just like high level has like literally changed my life in just the most craziest way, in a good way though.
So, Whitney, how did you get started with the YouTube channel? Like, you don't just wake up into a 200,000 subscribers, you know?
No, great question. So I started off as a blogger, but long story short, I was working a 9 to 5, and when I got pregnant with my second child, I said by the time that I quit my job, I want to be able to have another source of income. But I had no idea what to do. And without getting too much into the details, I started a blog. And the blog ended up the first year I only made $5,000, but the second year I made over $200,000, and it was doing really well. And this was all new to me, like completely entrepreneurship, business owner, something I said I would never do. The blog's going well, but then I was getting traffic from Google and Pinterest. Pinterest changed their algorithm, and I lost all my traffic. And so all I had was just Google. And I'm like, I don't like having all my eggs in one basket. I got to find another way to drive people to my blog so I can keep making money. And long story short, YouTube video was the thing. You creating videos and driving people to your blog. That was my whole purpose, was to drive people back to my blog. And I said I never wanted to start a YouTube channel because I had crazy anxiety about being in front of the camera or speaking in public. And like, I didn't have the Instagram worthy house. and just thinking like people were think like I'm, I don't have the aesthetics and stuff. So I had all the reasons not to start a YouTube channel until I interviewed this one guy, and he was a YouTuber, and he told me this because I asked him, "How much do you make?" And when he said that he has made over $30,000 in just the month of January just from ads, I was like, "Where's my camera?" Because I was not going to allow my fear of being in front of the camera and anxiety, all these little things, hold me back from being able to stay home and raise my kids. So I started a YouTube channel, and here we are. And to this day, I love to say this: I have a teleprompter. I read everything in my videos. I'm just not one of those people that just got it, that can just like turn the camera on and they know what to say. I literally have to write everything in a Google Doc, and I type like I talk. So I'm like, "Hey guys, in today's video, I'm gonna be doing this," but I'm reading. And so that's my story for YouTube for all those who want to
Wow.
know.
Wow, that is so amazing. And for those of you that may have limiting beliefs of like, hey, when do I get started? Well, the best time was yesterday, right?
Yes.
So Whitney is definitely a witness to this in some sense that anything is possible. So Whitney, if you don't mind, I know this wasn't planned, but do you mind showing one of those videos that you had on your YouTube channel? I feel like I
Oh, yeah.
remember one of our leaders sending it over to me a couple of, I don't know if it was a couple of months ago, but at least over a month ago, where you had made a video about high level. And for those of you that are watching, we are getting ready to do a master class on some AI stuff, right? So we're in the middle of summer of AI. So stay tuned on that. We've got some great resources that we're going to make available for you as well. But I would love to start off the master class with that video that you
Oh,
created because I feel like it was just such an authentic piece of content, and like I think a lot of people gravitate towards something like it, and it's a great like example for people to see how to even get started.
okay. Yeah. Let me find it 1 second. And yeah, and then we can go a little more in context after you guys see this.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna show the intro.
Yeah,
Let me
if you don't
share
mind also sharing with the sound on so then everybody can see it.
it. Okay, gotcha.
Um,
All right, let me make sure I can go and share this easily.
I see a lot of comments coming in from different parts of the world, different cities. So I appreciate a lot of you staying up late, especially the folks overseas or, engaging with us in odd hours. So we're excited for you. Make sure it's worth it for you.
Okay.
If you want
If
to
you
full
All right, have a
screen
good
that,
one. We'll be in touch.
yeah,
Yeah,
full
bye.
screen that.
Wow, that was exciting. He was like, I swear this is wife. Okay, it is.
Oh my gosh, we got a sale,
That's a
girl.
big sale. He said you do what?
You
for
gonna
the
be
sale
making
again?
$1,000 a month now
Thank you.
from a one-time
split it?
setup. No,
You gonna
I'm
split
so
it?
happy. Oh my gosh. In this video, I want to show you how I built a voice AI agent with no code. I called her Whitney, and she sounds like this.
And what kind of appointment are you looking to schedule? A cleaning consultation or something else?
A cleaning consultation, or you know what? I actually have a root canal.
Got it. You're looking to schedule something for a root canal.
And I sold it in 2 hours of trying. So here's how it started. So my friend is working 2 jobs right now, and I told her to come over before she goes to work because I want her to try this thing out because it can be a profitable skill to learn. So I had her watch this very video that I'm about to show you on how to build a voice AI agent, just for her to understand like what this is, what it's about, how do you set it up, and how it can help businesses. And then right after that, we got started calling using this 3-sentence script. Now we got a lot of rejections, but we got one yes, just in enough time for her to go to work. Now, quick disclaimer, that was my experience. I cannot promise results for anyone like this, but I'm just sharing what worked, what didn't, and the lessons that I learned in trying to sell it. And if you're wondering like, well, why would a... Okay, we can stop it there.
I love it. So I wanted to just let the audience kind of see what this masterclass is about and where it all came from. It's from these types of content that Whitney had created. So if you are all ready for it, we're going to do a masterclass on voice AI agent today. And it's not as hard as people think it is when it comes to AI. The word AI often could be intimidating for small business owners, but I feel like we're about to do some myth busting, if that's okay.
Oh yeah, if I can do it, anybody can. Let me tell you. Oh my gosh.
So, Whitney, if you want to share your screen, I know we have some slides planned. You might share from the platform a little bit here and there as well. And this is going to just kind of help our conversation just stay organized. And I'm going to kind of get out of the way so you can kind of teach how you built this whole business around voice AI.
Yeah.
If you want to share your screen, full screen right there. Perfect. Yeah, we see it. If give me a one in the chat if you're able to see and hear. Well, you can't hear yet, but if you're able to see the screen, give me a one in the chat. And if you can hear our audio, let us know as well. So I'm gonna turn off my camera so there's more screen that people can see, but I can hear you, Whitney, if you want to get
Okay.
started. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So this is gonna be a voice AI receptionist masterclass, and I'm gonna talk about how to build, sell, and set up a voice AI agent that never misses a call. And I'm saying this from a person who does not have any tech experience, no code, anything. High Level has made it so easy for us. So this is something that anybody can do. This is me, Whitney Bonds. You guys see me already. You got just kind of understanding why a business would pay for this, and we're going to get into pricing and all that in a second. But the problem that most businesses have is that they rely on phone leads. And I want you to think about yourself, especially when I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with contractors, but they're horrible at answering their phone. And so this is why a lot of people you might hear will say, talk to HVAC owners, plumbers, because they struggle in this area. If they're at work, working under the hood or somewhere doing the job, they can't answer the phone at the same time. I want to get into the person that I helped my friend sell this to. He literally told us that he had gotten into 3 car accidents trying to answer his phone because he knows when his phone rings, that's money basically. And so he was like, when we were telling him about this solution for him, he loved it. That's why he had no problem paying $997 a month for it, because he knew if there's could actually pick up the phone, answer the call, and be intelligent about the person's issue that they're calling about. He was amazed, and that is something that not only him but other people are using. I'm going to talk about more people that use this too, but that's the problem. Businesses get phone calls, but they're not always available to answer. And I talk about this in a different way than most people, because some business owners love control. And so they still want the ability to answer their phones. And I recommend, if you're a human, I mean, if you can have that human interaction, nothing beats that. But if you can't answer the phone, let the AI voice receptionist do it for you. Collect the information to keep the business going. And there's ways to do that, which we can talk about. But that's the problem. The problem is someone is not always available to answer the phone. And because of that, they're going to other businesses. And so I like to give this example also. Say your toilet messes up. And so what do? You go right to Google and you look at plumber near me. Then you call the first one that you see. If they don't answer, what do? You don't leave a voicemail. You call the next one that is next in line on Google, and then you call them. If they pick up, then they get the business. So missed calls are literally missed revenue that these businesses are having if they can't pick up the phone. And this is the solution with voice AI.
Whitney, I have a question. When
Yeah.
you deal with friend desk from a prospecting standpoint,
Yes.
is it important that you position it as if it's a complement to what they're already doing rather than replacing the front desk?
Yes, I like to focus it on this is a um not an answering service, but it helps you keep the business rolling even after hours. So I don't so when it's like the front desk person, this is like then you ask the questions like who picks up the phone after hours? How can they keep things going? And it depends on the type of business. This is not for every business, but it's for a lot of businesses that want to continue to keep the business rolling even after hours for certain businesses when you are dealing with the front desk. Because I do understand how that could be an issue. But even so, the HVAC owner that we sold this to, he gets so many calls. This was actually going to help the front desk receptionist. So it's not
Wow.
always just someone's replacing my job. This is allowing her to be able to do more things than just answer the phone. So this is actually how they could provide more value in other areas of the business instead of just picking up the phone.
Makes sense. And how much do you charge for something like this for local businesses? I know there's a massive range of corporate companies that are selling it for 50,000 plus a
I
month,
know.
and then there's independent entrepreneurs working out of their garages selling it for $50 a month. Like, what is your sweet spot that you've seen?
Yeah, so I would say anywhere from $297 to $997 a month, depending on who the client is. And so I've seen people sell it to personal fitness instructors, $297 a month. And then I've seen it for example, I have a client that's an excavator, and I kind of included it with my whole entire package, which included a website, voice AI, and reputation management. And I sold that to him for $497 a month. And so sometimes when you can do a package deal, you just want to create something that it's like so integrated in their business that they never want to stop. And so you also don't want it to be a burden on them either. So I think it really depends on the business that you're working with and the amount of value that they see this. And
Yeah,
so
and
go ahead.
you also don't want it to be a burden on you to fulfill a bunch of stuff. So you want an automated solution.
Yeah, exactly. And the one good thing about this too is like once you train it though, you don't have to do anything else. If they ever want to make a tweak or something like that, you go in and make a tweak, but that's it. And so the clients that I have, they have not had any issues with it because when you train it right the first time, and it's smart too, it's AI, so they are like they understand logic and things like that. So you can set it up one time and honestly not have to do it again. But I like to say, always disclaimer, there may be sometimes you have to go back and tweak it too. So that's also possible.
That's fair. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah. So it was a study that was done where 411 locals monitored 85 businesses across 58 industries, and they found that only 37% of incoming calls were answered by a live person. The remaining 62% went to voicemail or received no response at all. So these numbers, even though it's a small pool, these are staggering. If businesses rely on people to call to make purchases, they're losing a lot of money. And this is the solution. 62% missed calls is missed revenue. And voicemail is dead. I always like to say, like, if you touch yourself, when was the last time that you left someone a voicemail, a business that you wanted something from? We live in a microwave generation. We are not waiting around for somebody to call us back. We want our answers right now. And so that is why, thanks to HighLevel, we have voice AI where it's not just something that all the tech heads can do. It's something that somebody like me with no tech experience can do. And so that's why I think voice AI is one of my absolute favorite features of HighLevel. There's so many different features out there, but this is like a key one. Because I'm like, you can create a receptionist in minutes for a business that actually helps them with their business. And so it's incredible.
I have to admit, your graphic looks so heavenly here in the slide.
No, I didn't want to say the gods brought this, but I did want to make it seem like it's a huge
It's heaven sent.
answer.
I got
Yeah,
you.
it's heaven sent. I like that. This is a heaven sent feature and it makes me look really good. When I can present this to somebody and this is my software, I look really good. So I thank God for this.
Love it.
So voice AI, they answer calls, collect information, they book appointments, transfers calls. It's bilingual. Like I have a lawyer as a client, and he has a lot of Spanish speaking people that call him. And so he was like, "Is this bilingual? Because if this isn't," he didn't know it was bilingual. He said, "If it's not, I won't be able to work with this." And I was like, "Oh yes, it is." And so basically, and I can show later, but you can make it where it can speak multiple languages. And so you can make it bilingual. So literally when someone answers the phone and says hola, they'll start speaking in Spanish. It's just that advanced.
Wow.
And they transcribe all the calls, which I really like because you can have a feature where you can record the calls and you can actually hear the playback the recording. So if the business owner just wants to hear how it goes, they can do that. Or this happens regardless. It transcribes all the phone conversation so people can actually see how that call went, what did they say, and I love it too. It gives you a little summary too of what the call was about. So you don't even have to read the full transcript. It's amazing. So then this is where I wanted to talk about Meet Candace and how she made her first sale in 2 hours. This changed everything for me. I interview Andy all day on my channel, and he was talking about these voice AI receptionists, and I thought it was like the coolest thing. But I'm a YouTuber. I'm not in the AI game, so I'm just like, when I thought about my friend, I'm like, hey, I could help her know about this new AI receptionist. Maybe I should tell her about this. And then, of course, I'm a YouTuber, so I'm like, this will make great content if I have her come over and then we actually win a sale. This was all in my head. It was just an idea. And the fact that we did this and nailed it, I was like, oh my gosh, this video is going to go so good. And I cannot explain the feeling when she got that sale when the guy. So, how we did the call, we used this 3 sentence script, which I want to show you guys how the script that we went through. And but when we got the sale, I can't explain the feeling that I had. I was just like, I just can't explain it. It was one of the best feelings I ever had, and she got paid. So I'm like, how much better if I got paid and I got a sale? Because I'm not a salesperson. I don't sell, But I've learned through this too. Even in this, you don't sell. You're not a salesperson. Nobody likes a salesperson. So I want to show you how to actually do this where you can get the sale without selling, and it's genius. But long story short, this is what prompted me to start my own AI marketing agency, because I'm like, if I can do this for her, what more can I do for my own self? And so that's how I kind of got started with my own marketing agency on HighLevel. This was like the start of it. And today, I actually got another client for $1,800 a month. I'm going to be doing like social media and stuff for her, but this is a part of that package too. So it's just like amazing what you can do with all the features in HighLevel.
Yeah, one thing I am noticing about this first interaction we're having is you seem like you have multiple clients in different industries.
Oh
You're
my
not
gosh,
niched down.
everybody's different. I love the
Yeah.
fact that when I hear people say you should niche down, I want to niche down so bad. Trust me, I am trying to. But everybody's from everywhere. I have a lawyer, I have an excavator, a tech repair, a financial advisor. Like they're just everywhere. But it's just I'm not gonna say no to somebody if they need it. And so what I've learned out of this is just that it's for local businesses. If you have a business that requires people to answer the phone and you can't, this is a solution. And so I don't recommend you niche down if you don't have to. Like if you can just be broad, you offer a service that is, helping
And it
people never
and
miss
it
a call.
works because you don't have ongoing management, right? Like the idea of niching down comes from the
Yeah,
heaviness of
exactly.
fulfillment. And
Yeah,
in this scenario, because we're selling essentially hybrid SaaS, the heaviness on the fulfillment is not the same. You can set it and forget it after kind of maintenance of couple of months in some sense.
exactly. Like I don't have to be an expert to know how to do any of this actually, because you just use ChatGPT to help you train your agents. It's not like you have to know how to be an HVAC assistant or a lawyer assistant. You just let the AI do its work and it knows more than I do. And so that's how you create your agents. And we can get into that, a little bit later too.
Yep, let's keep going.
Okay. So we can do a live setup. Do you want to do a setup?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's walk through what it all looks like,
Yeah.
especially for those of you that are watching. Type in the word new, NEW. If you are brand new to this, maybe because of Summer of AI, you just opted into a HighLevel account, you're looking at all the AI suites and voice AI. If you're new, we're going to make sure you get all the additional resources that you deserve and need. And plus, we can help set up, get on, Zoom calls with our teams and stuff like that, especially with kickoff and all of that. So let us know who you are. If you are advanced and you're watching this and you're watching it from far for better, more inspiration, let us know as well. Like, tell me how many months or years you've been part of the HighLevel world. So yeah, Whitney, we see your screen here.
Okay. So this is my HighLevel. It's a sub account in HighLevel. This is one of my main ones. And if you guys want to set this up, all you have to do is go over here to AI agents. And one of the first things that I recommend you do is, we won't get into deep into it, but you can go to settings and then you can go ahead and go to phone system to buy a phone number. And to buy a phone number, it's literally like $1 a month, guys. And so it's just like so amazing that you buy a phone number. And when you buy a phone number, you just gotta need your license to put in there. and then you go through that process, and then you have a phone number. And so you don't even have to get an A2P approved, which is basically something that you have to get approved if you're going to be sending out text messages. So you literally could just get a phone number and get started today. And so once you go through that process to buy a phone number, you go to AI agents, and then we're going to go over here to voice AI. And then we're going to create a new agent. So we're going to create agent. And then we're going to go to create custom agent. And it's really cool. HighLevel is amazing. They have a whole marketplace. You can go and get a curated pre-built AI agent. You do not have to do what I'm showing you right now. It's already done. But go to continue here. Okay, create agent, create custom agent. Oh, they have a new, oh, it looks different. They have a new, that's why it looks a little bit different. Okay, so there are some voices that I like. There are only two that I like the most. And I'm going to tell you guys, when I say voices, if you click on Jessica right there, Dakota is one of my favorites. And I'm going to let you listen to, hopefully you can hear it. Let me know if you can't hear this. Can you hear that? Okay, let me stop sharing and reshare.
Yep.
Let's see. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so this is Dakota, and this is one of my favorite ones, and I'm gonna let you listen to it.
The 90s were fun because it was a time full of new trends, creativity.
She sounds so good and so natural, like clients love her. And this is another one that I like a lot, and her name is Nova, and I believe it's this one right here.
Are these
so essentially
pre-made ones instead of HighLevel, or you created
them? No, these are free, pre-made in HighLevel.
Oh wow.
You literally get started today. Like literally just do what I'm showing you. You get started. You got a whole voice that can answer the phone. And this is one of my other favorites.
So essentially, well, what I'm trying to say is that you deserve more because it's not your fault that
she sounds really natural, especially just when you have it live. And so you can save the voice that you like. So just click on her if you like her and say, okay, this is the voice I want to use. And then this is the prompt. And so this is how you can make it for whatever business that you're working with. Right now, this is set up under mine. You are my agent, a dedicated customer support specialist at Business Expedited. So Business Expedited is one of the businesses that I have, and this is the sub account that it's under. So that's how this is set up. You guys make this your own. It really helps you just to say, like, how do you want to set up? And you can use ChatGPT. But for this, you can literally you can honestly just put in what you want it to be, what you want the introduction to be. And so this right here, the welcome message, I like to say, think of it how you want to answer the phone. So for example, thank you for calling Bonds Heating and Cooling. This is just an example. How may I help you? So that's how you wanted to answer the phone. So you do the thank you for calling Bond. It's a real business. It's a real receptionist. So let's treat it like that. And so that's how you can set that up. And then, so since they've changed the look of it, so let me make sure I can still. And then let's see. This is the action. So this is some cool stuff over here. If you go to action, you can literally call transfer. So that means, like, for example, if someone says, if they know it's AI and they want to talk to a manager or something like that, you can set that up. So you put the business owner's phone number in here, and then you can say, when should the call take place? And you could put right in here, if the user wants to talk to the manager or business owner, you just type that in there. And so you make it a very smooth process. And then you right here, if they say, can I just talk to a manager, please? You say, please wait while we transfer your call. You write that in here and then save it. And it's like seamless. And so this also gives the business owner just the ability to know that they can still get people to call their phone too. And so when you think about a business owner, their business is their baby. They don't like to release control. And so to give them these options is just so attractive to them to say, like, oh, wow, so they can still transfer the calls to me. I still can get calls. It's a huge benefit.
Wow.
And then knowledge bases, if they have like a website or anything like that to help train the agent, that's what that's all about. So you just put in their website and it helps train the agent, kind of know their office hours, all about it. And so that's where you want to kind of use their the knowledge base, but not to get too techy in this, but just even understanding the call settings. And I want to show you guys my settings for this because I have some really good settings. So I do want to say, I'm gonna go to one of my old agents for a second, because I have someone that had HighLevel, and my agent was so good that he wanted mine because it didn't interrupt. And you want to make sure the settings are like in a good way. So if you see my settings here, and I know this is probably going to be, are this going to be recorded where they can watch this again? You guys can just look at these settings right here. But this is what I have set up to actually have my agent do really well. So even interruption sensitivity, you want to have it at 0.75, response speed at 1. And then you definitely want to have the transcription. You want to have it accurate here. And so I'm just showing you my settings here so you guys can see how this is. And so I'm just showing you a little bit step by step on how I have mine. So all of this, these are the numbers that I have. So to have you guys have yours set up the right way, definitely take advantage of how I have mine and to help you guys out. But that's the main way to do it. And then you can set your agent up just that easy. Oh, I can't hear you.
You should be able to hear me now.
Oh, I can hear now. Yeah.
So I think my headpiece might have died, but what are the benefits of having those settings in that specific way? Like you said, things like it doesn't interrupt and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really important because you have to think of this like it's just you have to train it. You have to set it up the right way. And if you don't have it set it up the right way, you're going to notice it's going to interrupt. It's not going to know. It's still like a baby or like someone that you have to train in the office. But you got to say, all right, have it just those settings that I showed you. If you have it exactly like that, you're going to be able to have yours set up and ready to go where it'll be perfect. It's going to be seamless. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so let's get back to the slides. I know you shared the settings on how to do the live setup.
Oh, let me
if you want to share again. Give me one in the chat if you're finding this helpful. You should be able to watch all this and pause it and kind of go at your own pace. We'll have these recordings on all the channels, so including the YouTube channel on both of us. Let's see here. Perfect. Cool.
Okay, here we go. Okay, so I think a lot of people will want to know, like, how do I sell this without selling it? And so this is the script that we use, and I highly encourage you guys to use this exact same thing. And I'll walk you through it. And if you guys have any questions, happy to answer. But you just say hi to the business owner, and then this is kind of the key here. You're asking them, a family or a friend, about a business that they go to that you think will be really good at this, but you're not really saying that. But you're calling using their name as like leverage to kind of give you a foot in the door. And this is literally what we did. So we said for our HVAC guy, we said, well, I don't want to say his real name. I'll just say act like his name is Steven. We said, hey, Steven, Brian uses your business all the time, and he says that you might be able to help me. Do you mind if I ask you 3 quick questions that will help with some research I'm doing? And I'll never forget, on that call, he was like, I'm kind of scared, but yeah, okay. And then I was like, it's just a couple questions. And then I said, thanks. And then I said, I just started a new business, and people keep telling me this would be great for your type of business, but I'm not really sure. Can you tell me if your business actually misses phone calls? And when I asked this question, he went on like a rampage. I shouldn't say rampage. It was a little more like calm, but he went on about how he misses he gets so many missed calls. He gets like 60 calls a day.
Wow.
So he was just really going through like I'm like, oh my gosh, and that's why I'm just thinking like, oh, we got it for him. We got a great solution for him. Anyway, and then he says, yes, we definitely do. And then I say, oh, I didn't think they would. How many calls do you think you miss per day on average? And then this is just an example, probably around 10. Wow, I had no idea. How much would an average booking or sale be for a business like yours? About $200, the business owner would say. Wait, that can't be right. Are you saying on average, HVAC business could be losing $2,000 a day just from missed calls? And they say, yup, unfortunately. And then you say, that's incredible. Well, I built these virtual receptions that handle missed calls automatically. Do you think if I called some local HVAC businesses, they might be interested in something like that? And then he might say, heck yeah, they would be. And then I say, okay, I'll start calling a few. Do you have any suggestions on who I should reach out to first? And then they're the ones who say, me. I need that for my business right now. And that's how you
Mm.
get them raising their hand for your business. And what we did for the HVAC owner, we had him on a three-way call and said, here, I just want you to hear it to see how it is. I'm telling you guys, the demo sells itself. Once they hear it and interact with it, they're like, they're business owners, all right?
A moment.
Know how their business works. So by them asking, they can already imagine how this could work for their business. And they're like, I want that. Now, this is not for every business, but it's for the right businesses that know and realize the value that this has. And so that is the sentence that we use. And that's what I highly encourage you guys to use too. You could do it today because this literally you're not selling. So that for people who are like me, who don't like to sell, it takes that fear out to say, how can I actually get them to know about it? You're just literally asking a question. You're an expert in this area, and I'm thinking this could work for businesses like yours. Do you think it could? And people, one thing I've learned about business owners, they love to help people. If they're knowledgeable about obviously their own business, they want to help you because they know their business well and they don't mind helping you. And they're the ones signing up because they heard it and they're the ones saying, I don't want you to go into my competitors. I want this. And that's how you can get started.
Makes sense. It feels like it's a educated sale versus like a forced hand.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they see the actual product. It's not like mystery of like SEO.
Yeah. They see the automatic fix for what they're dealing with in their business right then.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then I say, really, I hadn't even thought of that. And then we go into talk about how they can set this up. Now, I will say this too. There's a couple of different ways that I've done this. So I used this exact same script on a lawyer because I had an HVAC owner who I had a call with and he loved it. But he was like, all right, now it's just kind of slow for me right now. So I honestly really don't want to just miss that many calls. He was like, I want to try it in when my busy months come in. And then I was like, okay. And then I was like, so I took that as good. And I'm like, okay, who's busy all year long? And then I was like, and can afford this service because I'm selling this at $497 a month. So I'm like, who can afford this every single month? And that gets a high call volume. And then I thought about lawyers, but I'm like, okay, I don't know any lawyers. And that's why I really want you guys to think about your warm network. I didn't know any lawyers. So I asked people in my warm network, who knows a lawyer? The guy that I didn't think knew a lawyer at all said, text me back and say, hey, I just got off the phone with one. And I'm like, what? And that speaks to the power of you just don't know who people know. Their sons play football together and they're good friends. And so I called him. I said, can you ask him, can I call him? I just have a question that I have this service for HVAC owners, but I think it could work really well for lawyers. So you always go and just asking a question. And so people love to help people. So I got on a call with him and I said, hey, so I have this. Can you just test it out? I set this up for a law firm. And I just want to see, do you think this, like lawyers wouldn't even want this? And then he loved it. And then he's like, but I don't think that if I got it, I'd have to probably look more into it. And so I tried to make it a no-brainer offer. I said, well, I can just try it out for $1 and I'll let you test it out. And so I set it up. So while he's still on the phone, I said, I'll just send you the link and I'll set this up for you. And so he's still on the phone. I text him the link to the payment. He pays me $1. And then I tell them after 7 days, it's $497, but you can test it out and let's get on the call so I can train it better for you. We do that. Long story short, he's still paying today $497 a month. So
Wow.
this strategy works.
Wow, that's amazing because I feel like when you involve the business owners, they feel like they still maintain that control about how phones are managed,
Yeah.
and it's a critical point for their business.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is what I was talking about earlier when I was talking about the third ring rule, because I do feel like there's a certain control a business owner likes to have for some people. Some people, there's an option on their phone where you can just have all the calls forwarded to the new business number that they created that goes to their voice receptionist. Or if you are the business owner still wants to have that control and answer the phone, and if they can't, then it forwards to another phone, to the business phone that they have for the voice receptionist picks up. You can have that option too. So I wanted to put that in here because I wanted to give you options. If you feel like there's any hesitation for them setting them up and how it could like work for their business, having it do the third ring rule, I think gives that business owner the ability to say like, okay, that could work. So if I don't answer, then I could still at least make sure someone is picking up. And so that's what I like to say. So if you can't pick up by the third ring, let the AI pick it up for you. The caller never knows that they were forwarded. They just hear a professional AI instantly. No voicemail, no lost lead, no missed revenue, which is the whole point of the main thing.
Makes sense. I think part of it is like there's like this fatigue from all the spamming that happens as well, where
Yeah.
how do we manage the spam versus real phone calls as well? So I like the third ring rule because it feels like, okay, if somebody's still on the phone waiting for somebody
Yeah.
to pick up, it could be real.
That's a really good point. I never even thought of it like that. And so those are calls that you don't want to miss. Like if they're gonna wait around for a third ring to ring for a third ring or more, you want to get the call.
It's got to be real.
Yeah, that's so true. So best industries to target for this to start. This is what I found. Home service is really good because they deal with a lot. Like their business is based off people calling them. So you got to think of it like that. If they can't pick up the phone, they're gonna go somewhere else. So HVAC, plumbing, electricians, pest control. I just have somebody in my membership group that they got a property manager, and so that's a good business as well. They deal with a lot of things all the time, so why not have someone pick up the calls for them? Med spas and beauty salons, lash studios, aesthetic clinics, dental and medical. Now, I will say, if you are dealing anything with dental or medical, there are HIPAA laws. And so, in order to do voice AI, you do need to be a HIPAA compliant agency. And because of that, I have chosen not to get involved in that. So, I'm not dealing with doctors or anything like that because of the sake of HIPAA. But it can do extremely well for you if you do this because you got to take a couple extra measures to get HIPAA compliant. But
Yeah.
once you do, you have the advantage that so many people like me don't want to take. So there's less competition.
Also, HighLevel has a HIPAA compliant version you can sign up for and upgrade.
Yes. So 100% you want to use HighLevels to be HIPAA compliant. But I just didn't want to go those extra steps. But it's definitely something I think if you're going to go all in on this, you should be HIPAA compliant because it gives you the availability, like the ability to reach out to something that most people can't.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Professional services, law firms, financial advisors, obviously they work. It's working for me. Real estate agents, property managers. Yeah, property managers right there. Investor lines, events and hospitality. Anybody, any business that require like where the phone is a big part of their business. Another pro tip, you can call them if they don't answer, they are a prospect.
That's true.
So landing your first client is always like the hardest part I've learned, but I want to really stress. I feel like when it comes to like your warm network, people really just don't think they know anyone, and I'm saying that because that's me. It's like I don't know anybody. I don't know any business owners, but you have people on your phone that know somebody, and so that's why it's so important. Like you have these these made up thoughts that like, who told you that? Who told you that they don't know a lawyer? You don't know who they know. So ask the list I just gave you. You can ask them, do you guys know anybody in these fields? And if they do, that's how you get started. And you can use that script that I just gave you. You start with your warm network. Nothing beats that. And then local events. I went to my local BNI when I was trying to just kind of like, I didn't know anybody. And so BNI is a great way. You get to go for 3 times for free. It's a networking event that just kind of where it's like referral based. You guys can different industries. And so it's really cool. And it's everywhere around the States. So definitely check out BNI, Chamber of Commerce, meetups.
There's,
Go
there's a
ahead.
few high-level hangouts that are happening that kind of function like a Chamber of Commerce or a BNI.
Oh, wow.
But it's all new initiative for us. So every single chapter is starting to meet in almost every city. About 50 to 100 people join, and we're starting to see small business owners come up there because they're like, I don't know how to set up HighLevel. I figured it's a HighLevel local event. I'll find somebody who's a HighLevel expert there.
Oh my gosh. Now that is a game changer. That's awesome.
That's happening across
Yeah.
the board. I mean, all over Texas, Florida, California. Like we've had these local hangout meetups for a couple of months now.
That's super cool. I got to get into those.
Yeah, yeah. But to your point on BNI, like when I had my own dental agency, that was a great way to kind of get a couple of clients
Oh,
on.
yeah.
And even though I was niched focused, I would ask them, hey, do you know a dentist in a different city? Do you know a dentist in a different area, different region? And like, I didn't even focus on the local people in my city in Houston. I went to BNI to ask for dental referrals in even other cities. So
Oh, wow.
it still worked out for me, even though I couldn't take the folks at the BNI as my direct clients because I was so niche focused.
Right, right. No, that's good. And then some other cold strategies. So once you exhaust your warm network, you can always do cold calling, look up local businesses. I know some people who do this intentionally to call after hours, and if no one picks up, that's kind of just to say that's a benefit. What your voice receptionist could do, it could continue to pick up after hours. You can do cold email, lead with their pain point, not your product. And the best signal is if they don't answer when you call them, they need you.
Yeah. And from a volume standpoint, what is your tolerance of like volume? Like, are you looking at 100 outreaches and 5 people reply, or is it like a higher rate? For me, it was like 5% replied,
Yeah. I think a good rule of thumb that I've learned in this game, it's 100. Like if you gotta like really be for real about this and see some traction, like 100 a day. And yeah, you want to see some response, like 5%. But yeah, it's a grind out there, and that's why most of my clients have come from warm. I've tried the cold. It works. It's worked for other people, but it has not worked so well for me. But yeah, that's why I really stress the warm network, even though I feel like a lot of people don't like to choose that one, but because I'm that person also. But it really does work. It's like I don't want to tell people what I'm doing, but it's just like get out of your own way. And you are really, I think the biggest thing is knowing that you really can help people. You're not just selling something, you're really helping a business make more money and save more money. And so when you go in that lens, you get over yourself and your own limiting beliefs, and you can say, no, I got a tool that can really help people. And so let me help people and get over myself.
Yeah, and there's also the prospecting tool that's inside of HighLevel. If you want to just identify businesses that may not have something set up like a GMB or a chat widget or even a website. So like it'll tell you what is their online health score, and you can use that as an audit and take it to them and say, hey, I prepped an audit for you completely for free. Let me know if you have any questions. I just want to inform you of like what's happening with your online presence and health, right? So you're going in with a resource and something that some homework that you've done for them, which is a different different environment of sales versus just going out there with a strong pitch.
Yeah, I'm like, you always have to lead with value, especially if they have no idea who you are. And like a lot of businesses, they've grown their business by word of mouth and referrals. But that's not a way to really continue to grow your business. You need some online visibility. So I love the idea of the prospecting tool to show them the areas that they need to, improve to help them gain more of an online presence. And then I'm sure if they don't have a great audit, they don't have a voice receptionist. So that's just another reason to, to provide value so you can eventually help them with their missed calls.
Yep. Let's keep going.
So I just wanted to talk about some of the objections you might get for this and what your response could be. If someone's saying, well, that's too expensive, if you ask them how much their average sale is and then about how many missed calls, you always want to do that before you give the price. You want to give them a mindset of how much money they're actually losing. And then when your price is much smaller than that, that justifies the cost. But you have to frame it that way. If you just say it's $497 a month, then be like, oh, that's too much. But when they realize how much they're losing and how much they could be gaining by just answering the phone, that's how you present the price. You're losing more than this in missed calls every month. Another objection, we already have a receptionist. And then that's when you say, like we talked about earlier, it handles overflow and after hours. It supports your team. And then if someone says, is this like a phone tree? Not at all. Call this number and hear it for yourself. You want to create a demo so people can actually hear it for yourself or themselves. The demo sells itself. I need to think about it. Totally. While you decide, let me show you how it sounds. Try it for free. And so you can always do free trials to let them experience it just to get enough, show the value if there's any hesitation to it. And so like I was saying earlier, how to price your voice AI, the missed call value formula, I won't really go over this. I just kind of explained it. But if they're getting 25 missed calls per week, average sales 100, the lost revenue is $2,500 per week or $10,000 per month. If you can show these numbers to them, these are staggering like numbers, and that all they could do is just use this one tool that they have to pay for once a month. That's just a one price. They're more inclined to say, okay, I think this is good. Let me try this. So like we were talking about earlier for pricing, I recommend $297 to $997 a month. The HVAC client in today's story was $997 a month. And I didn't even talk about a setup fee, but we charged him $1497 for the setup fee. So that's a good price for something to set up. And the reason why you can do a setup is because they don't know how long it takes to actually train your agent. It doesn't take more than 10 minutes, but they don't need to know that this is a high value skill. Don't like sell yourself short. What you know is helping this business run and make more money. And so that's a high value skill. And that's why you can charge setup fees, because it takes time to do this. 10 minutes maybe, but it takes time. And so that's why you can charge a setup fee. And then the rule is always let them hear the demo before you quote the price. You want them to see the value before you even talk about price.
Especially AI tools, like they need to know what is actually running live.
Yeah. And that's kind of the main thing about voice AI that I kind of wanted to talk about today.
Awesome. Well, this is exciting because a lot of AI stuff is just intimidating for local businesses, and you've kind of cleared up the way of just being able to go to local businesses in a simple way, charging a pretty nominal fee that's that's affordable, and helping them see the value of it. Now, let me ask you this, Whitney. When it comes to building an agency around this, what goes into building a business versus like you as a freelancer, I don't know, serving 5-10 people? Like, what's the difference of an agency versus like the freelancing? Can you do both, or is this like, do you have to go full time to do something like this? Like,
oh my gosh, no, I'm doing this on the side. I have my YouTube is like my primary business. I do this on the side, and that's why I love this, because it's like you set it up once, guys. You call, and you can do better than I am. You can have fulfillment teams. Like you only work on getting clients. So it depends on how you want to set it up. But you can just do what I'm doing. I do this on the side. I reach out to potential clients. I close the deal. I fulfill everything right now. And the reason I can do that is because it's just like I set it up once and then that's it. And so I don't even really keep too much in contact with my clients. I probably should be doing a better job at that, but they're paying, they see the value. So it's not like I need to keep saying like, how's it going? Like, I'm gonna just stay out my way and let it work for them. And they see the value because they they know that they don't have to pay a full-time receptionist for something
Yeah.
that this can do. Yeah.
Well, Whitney, I'm so excited for the future of what's happening at High Level and AI and specific to local businesses. Any final thoughts that you want to share with the audience today? And
Yeah. So what I talked about today was literally just incoming calls. We didn't even go over outbound. So that the features that you can do with just this one tool are it's a lot. And it's all good in your favor. This just makes you look, like I said, makes you look better. So definitely check it out, try it out, because this one feature could change everything.
absolutely. For those of you that are watching, we appreciate you staying through. Whitney, do you mind sharing your social handles? How do they find your YouTube channels and Instagram and everything else and kind of follow your journey even more?
Yeah, thank you. So you can, my main thing is YouTube. So if you guys want to just find me on YouTube at Whitney Bonds, my name, you'll find me and I'll be there. And so comment on a video and I'll respond to everything back. So
Awesome. And
good
those
there.
of you, yes, awesome. And those of you that are still watching, if you want, I would love to follow you as well. So my handle is Paulson Speaks, and we'll see you on the next session. Bye for now.